What's going on, everybody? This is MD313ENT. Let's get it. MDENT313. And I want to get my reaction to the Boston Celtics versus Cleveland Cavaliers game, as well as get my thoughts on the Dallas Mavericks and the Oklahoma City Thunder game, too. Man, you talking about some good games. I was completely shocked at Cleveland Cavaliers beating the Celtics. I mean, I picked the Celtics to blow them out, beat them by 15 to 20 points, and man, that couldn't have been the furthest thing from the truth. Derek White didn't have a phenomenal game like he previously had. You know, Jason Tatum, he bounced back with a nice game. Jaylen Brown, he did his usual thing, got his usual 20-some-odd points, and, you know, was fairly productive. Now, what I didn't expect, though, was Cleveland had multiple guys in double figures. I mean, Mobley played absolutely out of his mind. I mean, he played phenomenal. You know, Donovan Mitchell brought the heat. You got LeVert came off the bench, scoring in the double figures. You got Garland. He was fairly productive. And, you know, Donovan Mitchell finally got a lot of help yesterday. And the sad reality of the situation is every game Donovan Mitchell's going to have to be out of his mind just for them to even have a chance. And when I say a chance, I mean a chance not to pretty much get blown out, right? But, man, they all came through for Cleveland. And Cleveland played very well. They played good team ball. They held the Celtics under control. Derek White, he didn't shoot the ball very well, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he was like 1 for 8 from the three-point line. I mean, just an atrocious game. They did a phenomenal job playing defense on them, trapping them, on top of him missing shots. I mean, phenomenal game, man. I'm thoroughly surprised what the Cavaliers was able to do. You can clearly see that the Celtics is missing Kristaps Porzingis, even though he's not the best rebounder. Between him and Jason Tatum and Horford here or there, you know, gives them additional help on the glass. They getting just pounded on the glass. Not too many second chance opportunities because they're not getting a lot of offensive rebounds because they don't have a true big man. Now, the Celtics is one of the best teams, but I always wondered, you know, when you get to the Eastern Conference Championships and you get to the Western Conference Championships, you know, you got to deal with teams who have good big man play. You know, whether their big man is the guy or the number 2 guy. It's hard to beat a team deep in the playoffs when you can't establish anything in the post. It's not to say that it hasn't been done before, but extremely, extremely difficult to pull off, right? And the Celtics wasn't terrible yesterday. They just wasn't on the level they needed to be, obviously, to beat Cleveland. I don't foresee the role players of Cleveland having a game like they had today. I don't foresee them as a collective group having a great game like this again, right? So I originally picked Boston for a sweep, but I'm gonna have to push that out to 5 games. I was obviously wrong. Cleveland, they came out rocking and rolling, and they put their foot on the gas and never let up, right? Now, what I do want to talk about is this exciting series between the Dallas Mavericks and the Oklahoma City Thunder, right? Now, I knew it was going to be a pretty good series because if you look at the way both teams are currently structured, they pretty much evenly match, right? When you look at the Dallas Mavericks side of the game, you got Luka Doncic, who's a pretty much a 27 or 28, 7-7 guy. You got Kyrie, who's an older guy. You know how older, smaller guys are. They tend to fade, you know, earlier in their careers as opposed to the bigger guys, right? And we know that Kyrie is good for 20. He's capable of getting you 30 to 35, you know, on any given night. But, you know, he hasn't, because on the Mavericks, you have 2 guys that's too ball dominant, right? Luka, he need the ball in his hand to be excellent. Kyrie need the ball in his hand. So with Dallas, you get a lot of guys that's standing around watching other guys. You don't get a lot of motion. You don't get a lot of backdoor screens. You don't get a lot of cut. Not a whole lot of pick and roll play because you don't have a dominant big man, right? So it's a lot of ISO ball. Oklahoma City Thunder, man, I was shocked that they wasn't able to pull this game out. It was a very close, competitive game. We know Shai Gilgeous, he's going to get you anywhere between 25 to 30. He's solid for that. Jalen Williams, he's good for a healthy 20. He had a phenomenal game. I mean, Chet Holmgren, like I said, he's going to be the X factor. He was he was decent. In my opinion, for the Thunder to pull it off, I picked the Thunder, and I'm banking on Chet Holmgren being a difference maker, right? I expected him to be a star. I expected him to be better than the big man that he came out with, which is Banchero, and I was wrong because Banchero, he seemed to hit the ground, and he's running, he's found his stride, and even though they was eliminated from the playoffs, he's been looking phenomenal. But Chet Holmgren, he pretty much haven't hit his stride like I expected him to, right? Some nights, he's good for 15 or possibly 20 on a good night. He'll get you a couple threes on a good day, but he's just not consistent. He's so up and down, and the fact that he's not a very good rebounder really makes things difficult for OKC. They kind of have the same issue that the Celtics is going to get hit with because they don't really have a dominant big man. Now, if Chet can average roughly 8 to 10 rebounds a game this series, if he can average at least 15 points, I think they have what it takes to get the job done. I mean, you're not getting nothing from the point guard play either. You're not getting much from Giddey, and I forgot the other guy. I can never pronounce his name. But you're not getting much from those guys, and it was a close game, to say the least, but these role players are going to be the difference. And for Dallas, PJ Washington had a phenomenal game. I mean, talking about 30 points. He pretty much filled in for Kyrie because Kyrie, he only had, I want to say 9 points. So Kyrie didn't have a big game, and Dallas really needed that from PJ Washington. Unfortunately, that was the Thunder. That was their game to win. Anytime you have a two-headed monster, like Luka and Kyrie, anytime one of those guys don't have a game, they don't have a good game, you have to win that game. That was pretty much a gimme game, and it just slipped through OKC's hand. Whoever gonna win this game 3 is gonna be extremely crucial, especially depending on how they win. And I'm gonna go out on the limb, and I'm gonna say OKC is gonna get it done. Chet is going to have at least 17 points, 8 rebounds, 4 to 5 assists, and be the difference maker. He's going to have to play much better defense on PJ Washington. There's no way PJ Washington should be averaging more than 15 points this series if Chet Holmgren and the Oklahoma City Thunder are who we think they are. You're not going to get another bad game out of Kyrie Irving, in my opinion. You're not going to get another game where Kyrie not getting at least 18 points if he's not getting 23 to 25. The Thunder blew that game tremendously. Shout out to Dallas, man. They was rocking and rolling, especially in the second half. Luka was absolutely phenomenal. I've been critical of Luka Doncic, but hey, I can't take nothing away from the guy, man. He was spectacular, MVP level. MVP level yesterday. Came out firing on all cylinders. And this playoffs, man, is extremely exciting. I don't see the team beating the Timberwolves or the Nuggets one, or because they both got good big man and good guard play. Take that back. I was going to say maybe they could get Denver a run for their money because Denver seemed to always come out slow and sluggish, but take that back. Nah, they're not. They're absolutely not. But I'm excited to see what Game 3 holds. You let me know what you guys think. With that being said, I'm out. Peace.